Your last fight, obviously an incredible fight. You looked absolutely disgusted afterwards. But in retrospect, I mean, after you went back and watched tape, have you taken any joy out of the performance?
Yeah, I mean, and I went home that Sunday, and I was sitting eating macaroni and cheese at my mom's house, drinking a beer, and I watched it with my dad and my family, and it's a fun fight, man. I can see why we got fight of the night, and there's a few holes I saw in my game that I can patch up for this next fight. But yeah, we threw down and we went at it, and he's number 7 in the world. So I mean, at the end of the day, I can't be too upset. But also people keep bringing that up, and it's like, yeah, but I want to be the best guy. You know what I mean? So people are like, but you fought number 7. I'm like, yeah, and I lost. So, but I still watch it every now and then, and it's insane. It's still kind of overwhelming that I got in there and I just fought, on a Fox main card with Edson Barboza. It's still kind of surreal.
Yeah, it was obviously an incredible fight. I talked with Edson this past week. He says he wants to fight again in like December. And then here you are back already. I'm just curious. I mean, your health, you're getting back in. I mean, talk to me about the whole decision to get right back in there after such a war.
I must have hit him harder than I thought, but Edson's a good dude, man, and he's probably trying to wait so that he can fight a top dude, whereas me, I took a loss, so I'm not in the same boat as Edson where he's got to pick and choose who he fights next based on rank. Me, I just need to pick a name that's tough and is going to bring it like myself, because I'm unranked as well. So when a guy like Pearson came up and Joe Silva hit us up, so first of all, told me to rest. I'm going to talk to Joe when he gets here, if I see him, but I was like, yo, when am I fighting next? When am I fighting next? He's like, Paul, why don't you go ahead and rest, take a couple weeks off, you just had a war, it was great, we want you at your best. 5 days later, does he want to fight September 5th? We need to fill a slot. We were like, yes, we'll fight. So, jumped right in an ice bath that night, iced my shins up, because I still had all swelling and bruises all over my shins, and here we are.
You mentioned Pearson being the kind of guy you'd like to fight. Break him down as a fighter, man. I know you don't want to give away any of your game plan, but the big thing we see, obviously, is he did do featherweight for a while. You're going to have some size advantage over him. Do you think that's a big factor in this fight, or how do you think it plays out?
Yeah, I do think I will have some size. I mean, I'm pretty thin right now, but at 5'11" as well, and cutting down from a significant amount of weight. But Ross is shorter and stockier, and I feel like those shorter, stockier guys, man, they're dangerous in their own way with their hooks, and that's what Ross does really well. Is he dips, he gets inside real well, and he throws some bombs. So I think he presents a lot of problems in close, in tight. Luckily, I also like to strike from the outside. I have a lot of kicks. I have a lot of crazy stuff that I can pull off from out there. And when we do clinch up, and probably will at some point in this fight, I've been working a lot of elbows and a lot of knees, and that's no secret. If he knows it doesn't matter, I'm going to do it anyway on Saturday night. So.
You mentioned holes that you wanted and things that you wanted to improve, but I mean, I think what people really loved was the way you brought it and the fact that you went in a fight. Is that something that you can maintain, that kind of reckless, aggressive style, or do you feel like, sometimes there's the whole thing of fighting smart in there?
Yeah, of course. I like winning bonuses and I like making money and all that stuff, but at the end of the day, I want to climb up the ranks and I want to be in the top 10, top 5, and move on from there, and just go down as a top guy in the UFC. And to do that, you got to win fights. You can't just get bonuses. I don't want to be known as the crazy guy that can take a hit. I want to be known as the guy that can also win fights and finish people.
I think people are wondering, though, if you're going to be on that Cowboys throwing a game plan of just fighting as frequently as possible.
Man, some people it just doesn't work for them, and some people it does. And I think our type of fight and the people that we are at the ranch, and Cowboy and me and the rest of the guys up there, and mentally, I think it helps us stay busy, stay ready. If I go and sit on my couch and back home in Philly with all my friends for 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 weeks at a time, I will go out and eat cheeseburgers, I will drink beer, and I will put on, unnecessary weight, and I start getting depressed when I do that. I start seeing all these guys, if I was watching this on TV right now and I wasn't fighting, I'd be like, man, I want to be there right now, getting interviewed, getting cameras, so that's why when we got the offer, I put down the plate of food and I went and worked out. So
that's awesome. Last question I got for you. You close your eyes, you visualize this thing, you're laying in your hotel room thinking about it. How does this one play out?
And this whole last 3 or 4 weeks leading up to this fight, all I keep thinking about is visualizing my hand being raised. With the Edson fight, I thought a lot about all the crazy stuff that could happen, and his spinning hook kicks and my spinning hook kick. And for this one, at the end of the day, just want to fight to win.